Hello everyone, welcome to Chemsteroids channel. I have a question for everyone. Have you ever struggled balancing the chemical equations? If yes, this video is for you. After watching this video, you will solve and balance the chemical equations like a pro. In this video, we are going to balance combustion reactions. Come, let's get into the equations. Before stepping into the balancing part, let us first introduce you what is combustion reaction. Combustion reaction is reacting hydrocarbons or oxygen containing compounds with oxygen to produce carbon dioxide and water. Remember, always in combustion reaction, the final product will not change. It is going to be carbon dioxide and water. When carbon dioxide and water is formed as the product in the combustion reaction, we call it as complete combustion reaction. Let us see a general way of representing a combustion reactions for hydrocarbons and oxygen containing compounds. For hydrocarbons, we will represent it as CXHY reacting with oxygen producing carbon dioxide and water. Here X and Y are subscripts and that represents the formula of the compound, and that will not be changed during balancing chemical equations. Same way in oxygen we have 2, and in carbon dioxide for oxygen it is 2. Same way in water, in hydrogen we have got 2. So those numbers are not going to change during balancing. We can only change the numbers or the coefficients of the molecules. We call that as stoichiometric coefficients. Same way, for oxygen containing compounds, it can be represented as CX, HY and OZ, and oxygen again forming carbon dioxide and water. Here X, Y and Z represents again the chemical formula of the compound, oxygen containing compounds. I hope you all got now an idea about what is combustion reaction and how it is generally represented and what is the product of the combustion reactions. You can easily recognize that the given reaction is combustion reactions by seeing the product, which is carbon dioxide and water, and also on the reactants you will see definitely a supporter for the combustion, that is oxygen. So these three aspects will give you an idea on the reaction type. If in case along with carbon dioxide and water, if some other products also forms, then you may not be in a position to say that is a combustion reactions. So never misconcept by saying when product is carbon dioxide and water along with some other byproduct, don't say it as a combustion. Combustion reactions will have only two products, one is carbon dioxide, the other one is water. Let's balance combustion of methane. So the reaction is given to you already, where methane formula is CH4 and another reactant is supporter of combustion, that is oxygen, and forming the product carbon dioxide and water. So how to balance this equation? So whenever you balance combustion reactions, do remember you have to balance first carbon, then balance hydrogen, then balance oxygen. This is the order that you have to follow, and if you follow this order, you will be able to balance the reactions in a quicker way. Let me repeat, balance always first carbon, then hydrogen, followed by oxygen. So always compare the number of atoms on the left side and the total number of atoms on the right side to balance it. Now here, if you see on the left side, the number of carbons is 1. And over here also the number of carbon is 1, which means the carbon is already in the balanced state. Next, we are going to balance hydrogen, and on the left side only here there is an hydrogens. There are 4 hydrogens, and on the other side only 2 hydrogens are present. So here 4, here it is 2 hydrogen. How do I say 2? Because here it is considered now to be existing as 1. 1 into 2, that is going to be only 2 hydrogen. Now here, same way here, 1 is present, 1 into 4, that's going to be only 4 hydrogen. So 4 hydrogen atoms on the left side, whereas 2 hydrogen atoms on the right side. Now, what is half of this particular one? That is going to be 2. So always write half the value of the hydrogens, that is 4 by 2 over here to balance it. So instead of this 1, now write 2. So 2H2O. So now you just take a multiply, 2 into H2, that's going to be now 4. So both sides it is balanced. Let me repeat again. Over here you will see 4 hydrogens, half it is 2, that I'm writing it as stoichiometric coefficient to balance the hydrogen. Next we have to see oxygen. So the carbon is balanced, hydrogen is balanced. Next we are going for oxygen. For oxygen, first always see on the product side. How many oxygen atoms are there? Over here it is 1, which means 1 into 2. So how many oxygen atoms? There are going to be 2 oxygen atoms. And same way here, if nothing is there, that means here it is 1. So you can consider it as 2 into 1. So that's going to be 2 oxygen atoms. So altogether, how many oxygen atoms are there? Is total, there are 4 oxygen atoms on the product side. Now over here, we have got only 2 oxygen atoms. That means we have to make it 2 more oxygen atoms on the left side. So here, how many oxygen atoms are turning up? Half of it, 4 by 2, that is going to be 2. So add that stoichiometric coefficients here. The equation is balanced. Let us review it again in a quicker way. Here there are 4 hydrogen, and half of that value is written as here. And check the oxygen. So 2 plus 2, there are 4 oxygens. Half of it is 2, that should be added over here. So the final equation is CH4 plus 2O2 giving rise to CO2 plus 2H2O. So the reaction is balanced. So the number of carbon on both sides is 1 and 1. The number of hydrogens on both sides is 4, and number of oxygen on both sides is also 4. So the reaction is balanced. Let's see balancing of combustion of ethane. Here the carbon is no more 1. Instead, on the left side the carbon number is 2. So what is the number of carbon? The same number of carbon should be there on the right side. So write 2 over here. So 2 carbon. Now the carbon is balanced on both the sides. Now the next step after carbon balancing, we have to balance hydrogen, then only oxygen. So coming to the hydrogen, here in the left side there are 6 hydrogens. Half of that is going to be 3. So write 3 here. So that 3 into 2 will become 6. So hydrogen is balanced. The next, oxygen. How do you balance oxygen? Find out the number of oxygens on the right side divided by 2 will give you the oxygen number on the left side. So here 2 into 2, that is going to be 4 oxygen atoms. Here 3 into 1, that's going to be 3 oxygen atom. Total 7 oxygen atom. So which means 7 oxygen atoms, half of that is going to be 7 by 2. That's going to be a fraction, or This can be considered in another fashion also. When I write one oxygen, what that indicates? That indicates two oxygen atoms. Here I've got four oxygen atoms and three oxygen atoms. So total seven oxygen atoms on the right side. So if I write 2O2, that's going to become four oxygen atoms. If I write 3O2, then that is going to be six oxygen atoms. Now, for six oxygen atoms, I can write three, but still for half oxygen atoms, let's say I'm saying half oxygen atom. What that means? 1 by 2 of two oxygen atoms, because in one O2 we have got two oxygen atoms. So two oxygen atoms, that indicates one oxygen atom. So which means whenever you get 7 oxygen atoms for O2, you can say 3 oxygen, which means 3 into 2 6, plus you need one more oxygen for which I'll write it as half. 3 plus 1 by 2, half. That is going to be 7 by 2 O2. So learn the concept, at the same time learn in a quick way to balance the equation. I hope now you all got why do we write 7 by 2. So let me repeat this combustion of ethane. First, we have checked the balancing of carbon. There are two carbons, so I'll write two carbons. There are six hydrogens, half of it is going to be 3, so I'll write 3. By doing so, I'm getting oxygen as 4 oxygens here, 3 oxygen here, total 7 oxygen. Half of that is going to be 7 by 2. So this will be the equation. Sometimes this equation can also be multiplied throughout by 2, so that this equation can also be written as 2C2H6 gas plus 7, and if I multiply this by 2, then it is going to be 7 oxygen giving rise to 2 by I'm multiplying by 2 throughout, so that's going to be 4CO2 gas plus 6H2O liquid. Now check the number of carbon atoms on both sides. 2 into 2, 4 carbons on both sides, and number of hydrogens on both sides is going to be 12. Here also 6 into 2, that's going to be 12, and oxygen is going to be 14, and here also 4 8, 4 into 2 8 plus 6. So both sides the oxygen is balanced, so the reaction is balanced. Let's balance a combustion of benzene. I hope now you got a complete idea on how to balance the equation. Let us move a bit quicker. There are 6 carbons, so I'm writing 6. There are 6 hydrogens, I'm writing it as half of it as 3. Finding out oxygen, 6 into 2, 12 oxygen, and over here it is 3 oxygen, so total 15 oxygen. So half of it is going to be 15 by 2. Or I can say that as 7 plus half oxygen, because 7 oxygen, 7 O2 means 14 oxygen, plus half of it is going to be 1 oxygen, so that 15 oxygens. So this can be written as 15 by 2 O2. This can alternatively be written as by multiplying 2 again, so 2C6H6 plus 15 O2 giving rise to 12 CO2 plus 6 H2O. You will find the number of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen, everything is balanced. So the carbon number is 12 on both sides. The hydrogen number is also 12 on both sides, and the oxygen number is 30 on both sides. So you can check here, carbon is 12, hydrogen is also 12. For oxygen, 12 into 2, 24, plus 6 into 1, that is going to be 24 plus 6 again, which is going to be 30. the reaction is balanced. So general combustion reaction, we can balance any combustion reactions, and you can find generally what may be the stoichiometric coefficients using the same technique that we followed. So here you can see X carbon, if it is present, we will write it as X here. And if it is Y hydrogen, we have done half of it. So I'll write Y by 2. So by doing so, how many oxygen atoms are turning up? 2 into X, 2X plus Y by 2. So this is the number of oxygen atoms. And always we will divide this number by 2 to get the oxygen on the left side. So 2x plus y by 2 is going to be divided by 2. So that means here we can write as 4x plus y by 4. So this can be written as x plus y by 4. So this can be the stoichiometric coefficients, x plus y by 4. So the balancing equation can be represented in this fashion. C6CXHY, x plus y by 4 is the stoichiometric coefficient for oxygen and giving rise to XCO2 and y by 2 H2O. Let's balance the following equations. I hope now you got a pro. Try balancing, equations. Let me balance 1 and 5 for you in this video. You have got balance 2, 3 and 4. So here C2H4. C2H4 is nothing but it is an ethene, which is an alkene, CH2 double bond CH2. So 2 carbons, so here I'm writing 2. 4 hydrogens, half of it is going to be 2. So 4 plus 2, 6 oxygens on the other side. This is going to be 3. And let me balance the fifth equation. 2, 3, 4 is going to be balanced from your end. Comment your answers for the stoichiometric coefficients. This is the fifth one, and this is an alkane. Methane, ethane, propane, butane, pentane. 5 containing carbons are called as pentane, and this is pentyne. We call it as Part-1. You will be learning in the carbon and its compounds and in nomenclature in higher grades. So pentyne. So here, if it is given this fashion, you consolidate the number of carbons and hydrogens in this molecule. So you have got here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carbons. So let me write it as 5 carbons. How many hydrogens are there total? As 3, 5, 7, 8 and then 9. So C5H9 plus oxygen giving rise to CO2 and water. I hope now you know how to balance it. If this is 5 here, so let me write 5 here. And if it is 9, half of it is going to be a 4.5. So you're going to write here as 4 by 2. Or let me write in another fashion. So over here you got 9 and half of it is going to be 4.5. How do you write in turn 4.5? 4 plus 1 by 2. So that's going to be again 9 by 2. So half of it is going to be 9 by 2. So I can write either 4.5 or I can write here as 9 by 2. So let me write a 9 by 2 for your understanding. Now by doing that way here, how many oxygens are turning up? 5 into 2, 10 oxygen plus 9 by 2. So how many oxygens are turning up here is 29 by 2, right? So 10 plus 9 by 2 divided by 2 should be your answer on the right side. Or if you find this is a quite difficult one, you can balance using that technique, x plus y by 4. X is going to be a 5 and y is going to be 9. So 5 plus 9 by 4. So both are same. This and this are same. So I hope you got the balancing equations. Thanks for watching this video. If you would have liked this video, please like it, share to your friends and subscribe the channel. We will see you with very good videos again. Subscribe for more videos. Thanks for watching again.